Imagine sitting at your workbench for the first time, a sheet of glass in front of you, a cutter in your hand, and absolutely no idea what you're doing. Everything you've read online has made this craft sound so complicated, so expensive, so technical that you've started to wonder whether you've made a mistake even trying. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? But right now, I want to tell you something. Stained glass is one of the most accessible crafts you can learn. And in this video, I'm going to prove it, starting right now. So the problem isn't the craft itself. The problem is the way it's taught. Most beginner guides give you a shopping list of 30 tools before you've even touched a piece of glass. And what happens? People give up before they've even started. You don't need 30 tools. You don't need a professional studio. Learning to cut glass, you need very simple things: a bit of space, a bit of patience, and someone to show you the right way. A word on safety. Always wear eye protection when cutting. A pair of safety glasses like these are ideal. And wear a pair of gloves to help protect your fingers from cuts. So let's start at the very beginning. 3 tools. That's all you need to get started. Number 1, a glass cutter. Now, this is the most important tool in your kit, and it's worth spending a little money here. My personal recommendation for a beginner is the Toyo TC21 Custom Grip. I've had Toyo cutters on my bench which have lasted for more than 25 years. They are reliable, they're comfortable in the hand, and they score cleanly and consistently. That matters enormously when you're just beginning. Number 2, running pliers. These are just simple, inexpensive running pliers you can find online. So, the principle of cutting glass, and this is the key thing to understand, is that you're not cutting the glass, you're scoring it. You're creating a controlled line of stress on the surface of the glass. And the running pliers introduce a break along that line with even, consistent pressure. Breaking pliers, these are an interesting tool. They're sort of a rubberized end, and if you can look at the end here, you can see that they're slightly curved. It allows you to then break the glass by clamping down with the jaws onto the glass after you've run it with a score line to create cuts on the glass. It's a really useful piece of kit. Pliers will give you a clean break that goes exactly where you want. There are more expensive fancy pliers on the market which are great for breaking complicated shapes out of glass, but you don't really need them when you're just starting out. Number 3, a straight edge. This is where your cut edges can get measured with confidence, so you know the glass size will be accurate. It's where your pieces get shaped to fit your pattern precisely. It's not the most exciting tool on the bench, but it is an essential bit of kit if you want to cut glass to the right size. Cutter, running pliers, straight edge. That's your starting kit. Now, before anyone in the comments tells me I've forgotten the soldering irons and the lead knives and all the other tools to make stained glass, yes, of course, you'll need those eventually. But here's the thing. You should be able to measure, score, and break your glass confidently before you ever pick up a soldering iron. Master those 3 simple steps and everything else follows. So let's turn our attention to glass. There are many types, hundreds of colors, and it can feel genuinely overwhelming when you first walk into a glass supplier or even just browse online. For a beginner, I want you to think about just 2 glass types: cathedral glass and opalescent glass. Cathedral glass is a transparent glass, usually with a textured surface on one side, and comes in lots of different colors. It transmits light directly through it. It's what most people picture when they imagine stained glass. It scores cleanly, it breaks predictably, it's forgiving to work with, and it's widely available. So start with this. Opalescent glass, on the other hand, think of this as an opaque glass that you can't see through. It diffuses light rather than letting it pass through. It gives your work a completely different quality, richer, more painterly. It's beautiful. And I'll be honest with you, it can be slightly less predictable to score than cathedral glass, particularly if you're still finding your pressure and rhythm. So work with cathedral glass first. Get comfortable, then introduce some opalescent colors, and you'll immediately understand what it adds. So if you're finding this useful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I put out tutorials, product reviews, artist interviews, usually every single week. And if you're just starting out, you'll want to follow along as you take your first steps. Right, your first cut. This is the moment most beginners are nervous about, and I understand that completely. Glass feels unforgiving, but once you understand what you're actually doing, it changes everything. You're not cutting the glass, you're scoring it. Remember that. Step 1. Your glass must be clean and dry. No oil, no moisture, no grit on the surface. Any of those things will affect the quality of your score, so clean it properly. I use a simple glass cleaner, or even a little vinegar will do the job. Step 2. Guide your cutter along a straight edge. Apply firm, even, continuous pressure. Can you hear that? So we have now a score that runs all the way along the length of the glass. I hope the camera is picking that up. Now that has created a weak point in the top surface of the glass. Not a grinding sound, not a skipping sound, consistent. If it skips, you've lost pressure. If it grinds, you're pressing too hard on your cutter, or your cutting wheel is not centered correctly on the straight edge. Be consistent. Complete that score line from one edge to the other in a single continuous stroke. Don't stop. Don't go back over it. One stroke. Step 4. Bring your running pliers to the very edge of the glass, centered on that score line, the horizontal line at the top. We introduce the running pliers to the end of our score. So the score started here and runs all the way to the end, and we line it up with the line that runs along the top jaw of the pliers. And with a gentle but even pressure, we just squeeze the pliers together, and that will have enough pressure to run the score line into a fracture. There we go. I didn't need a lot of pressure to do that, just enough pressure, and it begins the score line. Apply gentle, even pressure, and listen for the fracture. That sound, that clean break. It's one of the genuinely satisfying moments in this craft. And the first time you hear it, really hear it, you'll understand why people spend a lifetime doing this. I've made lots of videos for you on how to make stained glass windows, and I'll link them below. Watch these after you've learned how to cut your glass. So, stained glass cutting for beginners, let me leave you with just this. 3 tools: a cutter, running pliers, and a straight edge. 2 glass types to know: cathedral and opalescent. And one truth that I think is worth saying out loud: your first piece won't be perfect. Neither was mine. Neither was anyone's. But the moment you hold that finished panel up to the light and those colors come alive, it's something that never gets old. Not after 40 years, not ever. I've linked my beginner tool recommendations in the description below. And if you want to go deeper on any of the techniques we've covered today, I'll have the next video linked on screen right now. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.